So today I want to talk a little bit about the secret sauce to passing the CISSP. This is not study tips. This is not getting ready. This is you're going to walk into a testing center and take the exam. You're prepared. You've done your homework. You're ready to go. So I've been in IT for over 30 years now. I've earned over 30 certifications, including the CISSP, and I actually wrote the CISSP exam twice for ISC squared. So one of the things that I see on Reddit and comments and people I've met through experience stuff is that people tend to overthink the test, right? They're want to be the smartest tech in the room, and you walk into the testing center thinking like a technician, you've already failed, right? So you don't need more theory. You need the secret sauce, which is why you're here today. So there's rules that will actually get you certified. So let's get into that. So as I mentioned, I've been doing this kind of a long time. Got a lot of experience here. So been a CISSP exam writer for ISC squared. I'm an IT director today with over 30 certifications. Professor at a lot of universities. Working on my PhD. I got undergrad in information technology. I have an MBA, and I'm working on a PhD in information technology to focus on cybersecurity. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time. So just give you a little background on me. So let's talk about some of the things you need to think about, right? So when it comes to the CISSP, one of the rules I would tell you is to always think of people, right? So what comes first? It's people. So when we think about that, we always want to think about people. Their safety comes first. I don't really care how expensive the server is or how critical the data is. If the building is on fire, you save the humans, period. Any answer choice that endangers a person is the wrong answer, right? Always remember people's safety. Now, that may not be the real case in the real world. You have to suspend that for the exam. Rule 2 is you have to be ethical, right? You got to follow the law. So this is a foundational element of the ISC Square Code of Ethics. In the real world, you might be tempted to cut a corner to get a system back online on the exam. If it's not legal or ethical, or it doesn't sound legal or ethical, it's wrong. It's just flat wrong. Business continuity, right? After the safety and legality of people, the goal is to keep the business running, right? So you got to think in business terms. You must be cost effective. You're a manager, you're not a techie for this, right? With an unlimited budget, right? You're always thinking of how to be cost effective. Focus on maintaining the CIA triad, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You'll go well on the exam. So again, you want to be effective. Continue to think about that. So exam strategy, let's dive into. So I like to call this the Flapjack Rule. I think it's kind of funny. So I always would say to students and other folks, what's the first thing you do when you decide to make a flapjack, right? And the answer is always plan, right? So what you need to do is you don't grab a spatula, you don't grab a twist, you plan what you're going to do, right? Here's the things I need. Here's what I need to put together. Again, ask the question, what is the first step? Look for answers involving planning, policy, assessment. Don't just fix the problem, you fix the process. Most of the questions are not fixing problems. You're fixing the process. That's a very key takeaway from this. I jokingly say, read like a lawyer, right? Read like a lawyer. So when it comes to important questions, what's the first step, right? Watch out for trap words. If a choice says things like always or never, it's usually wrong, because in IT, as with most things in life, nothing is always true. If it's not always true, it's wrong for the exam. Throw out made-up narratives. Don't create a problem that doesn't exist. That is one I see people do all the time. People with a lot more experience tend to struggle a little more on the exam because you create a narrative, right? The narrative doesn't exist. You made it up. You assume things. You brought things into it. Question doesn't say that. So in your mind throw out made up narratives. So this one is also very difficult. I've mentioned it a few times. You have to think like a manager, right? You are an advisor for the exam, consultant, you're a manager. You are not the tech. You're not the tech with the screwdriver. You're not going to be fixing problems. You can suggest solutions. Don't just fix it yourself. So I see that is where a lot of folks who are very talented, have a really good grasp material, fall down as they are fixing problems. Because that's what we do in the real world. On the exam, you are an advisor. You are fixing the process. You're not fixing the problem. Right? So again, fix the process. Technicians fix servers. Managers fix the process. They ensure the underlying system is robust enough to prevent the problem from reoccurring. Right? So we want to keep doing those things. Another thing I would say is, do you want to be right or do you want to get certified? Get out of your own way. So again, get out of your own way on this stuff. Stop creating narratives. Stop arguing about the exam. Stop arguing. We know what you need to do. You've got some key takeaways from this video. Implement them and you will be successful. Leave some questions and comments down below. Like and subscribe if you like this material. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.